What in the hell was that? I just saw a flash of purple. Oh, what are you trying to share with me now? Is that... Oh, okay, that's adorable. Okay, that's kind of cool. Mass Effect fanboy. Which is not a bad thing.
No, Tolly fanboy.
Yeah, okay, good point. Hey, everybody, and welcome to From My Mother's Basement, the show that celebrates being a geek. I'm Jason.
And I am Michael.
And
my voice is dying.
Well, better your voice dying than a repeat of what you had to do with last week.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll pass. Thanks. I'll take what I got. Thanks.
It's been an interesting week. Kind of slow in some areas in terms of news, but then there's just a bunch of major events that have happened that will probably...
Like, I don't know, the incomplete Russian Olympics.
You know, when things... all the jokes you can hear about, in Soviet Russia, they all kind of started coming true, especially when it came to, like, the opening ceremonies, when there's things like, oh, this kind of didn't work the way it should have.
Yeah, but what's funny is Putin, who was present, did not see that.
Nope.
Putin's screen showed, what I'm guessing is footage from the dress rehearsal.
Yes, from the dress rehearsal. And actually...
somebody lost their head when he found out.
Yeah, and apparently, according to NBC sources, which could be whatever, that during the broadcast in Russia, they actually cut quickly to the rehearsal footage for that one scene that then went back.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a smart thing to do.
Yeah, true, very true. Trying to save face with what they can.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I have to say, you at least heard about what the gist of what happened during the opening ceremonies, right?
Well, I heard a lot of things of what happened during the opening ceremonies.
I mean,
which one are you referring to?
Just any number of them, because it was
the Russian old guard singing "Get Lucky" was hilarious.
I saw the video. I turned it off after 30 seconds. I could not.
It was so funny because it was a switch. You had the two young guys trying to be hip and cool, right?
Right.
Which are obviously the post Iron Curtain era.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had the one geeky. All I can describe him as like the geeky radio guy, who reminds me of this guy Rick I work with at who he kind of looks like him, but he's just like, he's trying to be. He's like, okay, we're gonna sing along, yeah, And then I don't know why he's suddenly Scandinavian, but whatever. And then you had the other guys who were like, you could tell these are the guys who were in their 60s, staunch old guard cold warriors.
Oh yeah,
going. In my day, this get me put in gulag.
Yeah.
But the other guy's sitting there going, this is how I get the pussy, yes?
Dude, Daft Punk made out with just the licensing rights for the opening ceremonies. Not only for the Get Lucky bit.
This paid off their vacation home, I'm sure.
It really did. I mean, not only the Get Lucky bit, but also the use of the Tron Legacy soundtrack.
Tron Legacy soundtrack, One More Time, Harder, Better, Faster.
Mm-hmm. And I went, I
think Around the World got used.
A little bit. This was to be a spectacle showcasing what, the host country can bring. Not goddamn karaoke hour.
Well, okay. In all fairness, for the Parade of Nations, they have to play something.
Yeah.
So
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the actual spectacle.
Right. Oh, yeah, as part of the actual show.
Yeah.
No, they should not. The fact that they used, Daft Punk, Get Lucky in the pre-show. Okay, fine. It's pre-show. You're warming the crowd up. Fine,
right.
Okay.
Right.
I'll look past that, despite the goober in the Russian uniform.
Mm-hmm.
But during the actual show itself, aside from the fact that the one tattoo song that nobody could remember, it's Russia's got, oh my God, Tchaikovsky. Come on. You've got a rich musical history there. Yeah. You don't have rich popular music history outside of the one hit Tattoo did. But it's...
Yeah. Yes, they did the ballet.
We're armchair quarterbacks. It's not like you or I are going to design this damn show.
Yeah, very true. I will say there was one semi-impressive moment, and it was mostly for a technical merit.
Oh, there was some incredible tech in this show.
Well, I'll say
Even with the breakdowns, there was incredible tech.
For me, there was two sections, I should say. One was the use of the projectors.
Yeah.
Having 132 projectors.
Enough heat to melt a planet.
No, seriously, because they where was it at? Someone actually found out what the lumens
Total
were and
lumens.
everything. Total lumens on this entire thing was 2.64 million lumens used in these 132 projectors.
Million candle power.
Which it translates down to 20,000 lumens per projector.
Which means we can burn Miku into a mountain with that.
Now, I mean, it would have to be that powerful given the throw. I mean, we're talking over 100 yards, you think?
Oh yeah, easily. I mean, well, because NBC did a segment on it where they actually went to the guy who did it is a Russian American. The chief designer is a Russian designer who is an American citizen now. He came over during the Cold War.
Okay.
He's based out of the I don't know what it's formally called. I call it the graffiti ghetto art district in New York.
Right.
I forget what it's actually called, but that's where his offices are based. And they did a segment where they went and they interviewed him, and they showed, the physical mock-ups, the pre-renders, the digital renders of how they were putting this all together, and it's phenomenal. I mean, what's interesting is what they chose to accentuate and not accentuate. Like you don't get a whole lot of detail in Stalinist Russia.
No,
you don't get a whole lot of detail on the gulags, but you get the Industrial Revolution, the czars, the space race. I mean, Russia, despite being the big evil for so long, they were the other half of the coin. Yeah. So, and they have contributed a great amount to history, and the technical wizardry and the showmanship, at least in that segment, was, oh my god! I wish I could have been there to see it in person, even with the minor screw ups. It doesn't matter. It still was an absolutely beautiful event.
I will say the latter half of it with the all the figures being held up by the trusses.
And, there was something like 40 miles of trail.
Yeah.
Of tracking.
Like that literally was just, okay, now you guys are just showing off what you can do with tech.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, but I do have to
it's probably all piloted by an iPad.
And Putin pushes the button.
DMX for win. Up in here.
Oh my god. So, have you been watching any of the Olympics since the opening ceremony?
A little bit. I watch a lot of the boring events. I'm not a big cross country. I mean, I respect cross country skiing. I respect that there is an endurance. There is a physicality to that sport that you have to. You work hard. Anything where everybody crosses the line and falls flat on their back, heaving in a mass of, oh my god, I survived. These people are obviously working, but the actual events itself, there's a lot of. I mean, the ones I actually watched. I watched the first day of paraskating.
Oh, okay.
And the Russians are out for blood.
Of course they are.
I mean, and watching them, they're not kidding. They're not fucking around. No. They're going for gold.
No, of course they are.
And they want their place back, and they're going to probably get it. Especially if they got the 14-year-old girl with no bones.
Oh god.
Oh my god. The kicks that girl is doing, where she's doing this thing where she's throwing her foot up here, and there's like no inertia. I'm like, that girl does not have bones. That is rubber. Not
in other news, Russia has perfected their Android technology. Where
yeah, no kidding. But so there was that, and then there was the boarding downhill. When Shaun White backed out of it,
saying it was too dangerous.
No. That is no.
Is that not the one he pulled out?
No, he pulled out, but he didn't pull out because it was too dangerous. He pulled out to focus on the half pipe.
Ah, okay.
Because he's like he was originally scheduled to go for both, but he wanted to focus on the half pipe, so he pulled out of the one and went to that. And of course, the freaking Canucks, and somebody else commented too, but it was mainly the Canucks, were like posting tweets of how he's all chicken shit. It's like, really, guys? Really? Are you that okay? You guys are douchebags. You know?
I do have to say...
And they ended up deleting the tweets, but it had already been picked up by major news carriers.
Of course.
So now, Canada, the country of politeness, is now viewed as a bunch of rude derps. And there was the one Canadian kid who, on the downhill, was doing jumps with a cracked rib.
Yes.
Wow. That's just...
It's crazy.
That's dedication to your sport. You're willing to do these jumps when you can puncture a lung on landing. You know.
I mean, those
are what I've seen.
Some of the events I've watched are pretty good. I did watch some of the figure skating stuff, and I have to say that little 15-year-old ice skater chick from Russia is insane.
Oh yeah. Oh, the Russians are out for blood.
I do have to say that there's a couple things that stick out to me watching, the footage. One, NBC has not learned their goddamn lesson from past Olympics.
Actually, they did a little bit.
To me,
it wasn't hashtag shut the fuck up, Matt Lauer.
Okay, there's that. Yes, okay. For the opening ceremonies, okay, I will give you that. But when things like the whole tape delay bit, saying they want to provide a more immersive experience for viewers, bullshit. You want ratings, which means you want ad revenue. It all boils down to money. I know this.
True, but I have to give them credit on the news programs. They've been actually throwing up spoiler alerts.
Okay. I mean,
NBC was like, LA NBC was all, well, Sochi spoiler alert. If you're planning on watching it after this newscast, we recommend that you not pay it. You turn your volume down until this goes away.
Right.
So I got to give them credit for that.
Okay. I mean, there is that. I mean, I've only been really watching the Olympic stuff from the iPad app because that's actually semi-real time.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
But the stuff they've been showing, like we're gonna give you a digest version every night. I mean, for most people, yeah, that's perfectly fine. But for me, it was like, I watched this stuff 7 hours ago. I don't need to see this again. I do laugh at the fact that
You're unusual.
The NBC delayed Twitter account from the last games is actually still active and running today. So if you do a Twitter search for NBC...
Is it talking about Air Maroney doing her flip still?
No, they're talking like, this just in, Americans are throwing out the tea at the Boston Tea Party. Stay tuned in 2015, Stuff like that. There's a parody account. Not to mention all the Sochi problems. I love best one about the surveillance in the hotel.
Yeah. Where they had surveillance of this happening and then they turn around and deny that there's any such thing.
Yeah. So you have a press conference with one of the guys in charge of building all the hotels, and they're complaining that nothing's really set because people are going to hotels that don't have running water, or they don't have, locking doors or anything like that.
Or roofs. You're sleeping under the stars.
And literally. So the guy comes out and says, well, this is not all our fault. You guys keep on messing with us. We have surveillance footage of people going into their bathroom, turning on the shower, pointing at the wall, and then going out for the day. And all the reporters went, hold on, back up. What was that about having security cameras footage in our bathrooms? And then they were quickly pushed out the door. I was just like, wow.
Oh, yes. Yes, and let us not forget, these guys are so... oh, man. Jamaica. Poor. I love these guys so... I love these guys so damn much. First off, that Jamaica even has a bobsled team is, of course, everybody knows, phenomenal. But not only did their luggage not show up, their equipment didn't show up. And they're like, yeah, man, it's okay. We got everybody here. We borrow from our buddies, man. We're good. How chill is that?
Oh, yeah. It was impressive when I heard.
Everybody did. Everybody gathered their crap and said, here, use our shit. Go for it.
It's funny as hell. See, there are good things that happen at the Olympics.
Yeah, there are some great things. And there's some really stupid political BS.
It's just not the Soviet bloc. And then, of course, the giant Olympic orgy at the end of it. But,
Well, I'm wondering how they're going to handle that.
Russia's probably gonna be like, hey, look, for $29.95, we have Blu-ray copy of.
God.
All right, let's move away from the Olympics before
We
they get
show
to...
you we show you real cool runnings. No hot water for you.
Okay, let's go into our Disney Star Wars rant.
Yes, let's move to the Disney rant.
We
And
have
not the Maleficent Star Wars crossover.
kind of ties in a little bit. It's funny.
It would be awesome though.
Well, because we've talked about Star Wars Rebels before, how Disney went, okay, after we bought LucasArts, we have to kill everything that's already in production, which includes Clone Wars, which I was pissed about, so we can make our own TV series under our own name. Therefore, we get all the monies. So obviously, they're going to continue on with Star Wars Rebels. This one, they made an announcement regarding how it's going to be released. Apparently, it's going to be a full-length Star Wars Rebel TV movie on the Disney Channel, of course, followed by a series of shorts, like the 3 to 5 minute shorts that Genndy Tartakovsky did for the Clone Wars, the cartoon shorts.
Okay.
And then after a year of that, then they get to the TV series.
So build a pilot. Can try and maintain hype. While hype is maintaining, you build the series.
Mm-hmm.
And if the hype maintains, you have the series built, and you can just go ahead and roll it out.
Exactly.
And
Although
it's lazy, but it works.
Yeah, this is Disney going, okay, we're going to announce this before it's ready.
Of course we are. Got to build the hype now. Fire up that hype machine.
Yep. But I do have to say, though, they are releasing some ads that are similar to, or just Imperial propaganda. That kind of reminds me very much of, like, Russian propaganda. Case in point.
Nice. That's pretty badass, actually.
Yeah, there's actually several that have been released. And,
I want the poster on the right. That's badass.
yeah, I thought you would like that one. There's other ones with, like, the Star Destroyers and whatnot. This is going to be similar to what they're claiming the art style is going to be for the for Rebels.
So they're going to go neo-industrial on the art?
Kind of, yeah. Like, back for episode 4 through 6, Ralph McQuarrie, we had that visual style.
Yeah.
That's the style they're going for this animated
okay,
series.
so it's going to be neo-industrial meets Ralph McQuarrie. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
That's actually got potential to work really well.
Mm-hmm. Which makes me wonder, how is it going to turn into the character design? I want to see how they're going to play through with that.
Well, they kind of... I mean, it's not that far of a stretch to see the Clone Wars art style blend into that. It's not that big of a reach.
No, not really at all. I mean, the way this whole thing is going to be played out is it's a lot of the Empire in its early stages. I mean, that's...
becoming Imperial.
And the way that usually happens is you go through...
you kill a bunch of people, take over their planets, steal their resources.
And not to mention a crap load of propaganda saying it's all for the motherland, you know?
Yes.
Or the fatherland, whatever you want to
We
look
are
at
here
it.
to protect you.
So, I mean, we already have a glimpse of what the new character is going to look like. I mean, here's a quick shot of them.
I can't look at him and not think Darth Bobo. I'm sorry. I smell Vaseline. It's Darth Bobo.
And considering his name is the Inquisitor, I mean...
Darth Bobo. Hello, Chode.
Oh, my God. I do have to say...
We should do that. We should do a side-by-side comparison of the Inquisitor and Darth Bobo. I bet you they're going to look really close.
I think we need to do this. I think
we should do this. We should do that for next week.
Okay, I'll have to look into that. At least the voice cast actually seems pretty vast. Everybody from Freddie Prinze Jr. to Steve Bloom.
Wow.
Steve Bloom's now doing Star Wars.
Is he a good guy or a bad guy?
Doesn't say.
Okay. Freddie Prinze Jr. doesn't surprise me. Freddie Prinze Jr. does a lot of stuff. I mean, he was in Mass Effect. He was in a bunch of stuff.
Very true. So we shall have the movie and a couple of these shorts sometime this summer. So
Yay.
We'll see what happens with that. Next up, let's go to live action.
Let's do that.
Let's talk about Arnold.
Ani. Oh, what is Ani up to?
Well, aside from playing against a drunk guy in table tennis and
Oh, yeah, with
Bud Light
really
commercial.
bad stringy hair. What the hell was that all about?
It's a beer commercial. Does it really need to make
It's
sense?
a Bud Light beer commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
But apparently he's still doing movies. No, we're not talking about the Expendables 3, although that is coming up.
I can't wait.
He has a new movie coming out called Sabotage, where he actually is a captain of a DEA team, so drug busts and whatnot. So they released a new trailer. It is a Red Band trailer, so you should know
Blood.
what to expect.
Yay.
So enjoy.
Hmm.
You know,
It's got potential. It looks kind of simple, but
yeah. I mean, then again,
I'll wait till Netflix.
yeah, that's maybe the dollar theater for me. I mean, I'll admit, like some of Arnold's recent movies have been entertaining as hell to go see in theaters.
Well, Arnold's movies have always been somewhat entertaining. I mean, not anywhere near intellectually stimulating,
Oh,
but definitely
hell no.
entertaining.
Yeah, this one, for me, it was a hell of a lot more fun when Arnold, not only had the wisecracks, but also like physically beat the crap out of someone. When he's just using a gun, I'm like, that's just kind of a waste.
Well, he appears to be doing a little more physical in this one from the scenes, although
True. But then again, it is a trailer, so they show the best parts of everything.
a very valid point.
Yeah. Now, if he ever did like, a TV tropes version of this, then I'd be like, okay, fine. That would be fun. But then again, that's what we get in like the Expendables. So I'll just wait for Expendables 3.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Harrison Ford in Expendables 3.
That is going to be awesome.
I just hope they do. I hope they don't do with Harrison Ford what they did with Chuck Norris. I mean, I get that Chuck's kind of up there in years, okay? But Chuck Norris didn't do anything that screams Chuck Norris. He made a few wisecracks, fired a bunch of guns, but he didn't do anything that's classic Chuck Norris. There was no real fighting
Nope.
from Norris in that movie.
Exactly.
It was a phone-in cameo.
Exactly. I look at it as it is what it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. It'll make some money, and that'll be about it. All right, let's move on to some tech news real quick, and let's talk Dyson. Yes, the maker of really, really expensive vacuums is wanting to expand from that. And no, I'm not talking about iRobot. It looks like...
iRobot's not Dyson, is it?
No, it is not. That's
So-
Roomba.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, but the founder, Sir James Dyson, has unveiled the creation of a new £5 million robotics center in London. And he basically wants to make this, turn this place into the hotspot for a so-called technological revolution. He wants to create robots for the household. And no, we're not, and that's why I was making the joke about Roomba. It's not going to be something like that. They want to create robots that'll clean your windows and help you cook, and
Basically, household assistants.
they basically want to, fast forward the development of home automation. Which, okay, I'm kind of cool with that.
It's a little bulky looking, though.
Well,
I mean, is that their concept? Is that one of their concept bots? Because if so, Honda's already got them beat.
yeah. Well, you got all these prototypes out there, so.
Right.
And you know how Dyson is. They always want everything small, compact, ultra powerful, and also look good. So
And it has to roll on a ball.
has to roll in a ball, yes. But I'm sure they'll probably see something happen within a few years, because they apparently this one location is going to house nearly 2,000 engineers and scientists. So
Well, and if they throw any serious resources at, I mean, if anybody's going to do it, Dyson is known for throwing money at stuff until it works.
Yeah.
So, I mean, their stuff's hella expensive, but those fans. I mean, screw the vacuums. They're fans.
I really want one of those fans.
Those fans are incredible as hell, and I can't justify myself spending $400 on a little teeny fan, but it's impressive.
Yeah. The first time I actually saw and tested one out in person was actually surprisingly at the Sony booth at E3 years ago when they first announced the PS3, because for all the different all the little home stations they had for the PS3,
they had them up. Yeah,
they had one in each of them to
I remember.
help with air circulation, and I was like more enthralled with that than the PS3.
Than the PS3. Yeah.
Because back then the PS3s weren't even dev kits; they were servers running an emulator of the PS3 OS.
I remember. Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna look at something that actually is like done. So we'll see what happens with this. I'm sure we'll get an announcement within 5 years of Dyson, now a vacuum that, I don't know,
doesn't suck. Oh, wait.
Ba-dum-dum.
Sorry.
Dyson has announced the creation of Megamaid. No.
Great.
But
clean up all the litter problems in New York City.
But of course, that's not the only company that's talking about new technology and how to use it in everyday life. Renault, which is a car manufacturing company in Europe, has been working on kind of a unique hybrid system. It's not hybrid like gas electric, but they have this new concept car called Kwid, KWID. What this thing does, it actually has a built-in quadrocopter drone from the back. And then say if you're worried about jams up ahead or traffic and whatnot, you simply launch the drone from your car's roof, send it skyward using a control app, either your tablet or something within the car dashboard.
Like, because you're not paying attention to driving after all.
Exactly. Survey the road and then press a button and it comes back and docks back with your car. Now, this is everybody putting.
We'll modify that for little teeny rocket launchers.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're stuck in traffic and you're pissed off at the guy in front of you. Why not launch a drone to destroy the car?
Yeah. Get out of my way. Boom. Not that difficult.
Yeah, pretty much. I look at this.
I love how the car looks like a Tonka toy.
It really does, doesn't it? Like, I fully expect like a child's hand to come over and pick it up. Yeah,
it does. It looks like a child. I mean, it's kind of cool. Don't get me wrong, but it looks like a child's toy to me.
But I mean, it's like, okay, yes, I know this is a concept, but I'm gonna be driving and focusing on the screen and trying to control something different. I mean,
there's got to be some. There's got to be some automation in there.
Renault's already come out and stated that they'll probably won't see this in like production models anytime soon. This is just a proof of concept, and I look at it as they're trying to catch up to Google, because when it comes to semi-autonomous cars, Google has everyone beat.
Oh yeah, they do. But I think comparing this to the Google autonomous car is apples and oranges.
Yeah.
Because the autonomous car literally is that. It drives itself. I've seen it. I've driven in the Bay Area and seen the guy sitting there with his arms like this while the car is driving down the freeway. Trips me the hell out every time I've seen it.
I've seen one when I went up there in August, just driving up. I'm like, I see a Prius. What is that on its roof? Oh my God, that's the Google car. And I followed it for 10 miles.
Yeah. Yeah, just to see where it goes.
It's still incredible that they have it down to such a science, and it has well over 100,000 miles with only one fender bender, which was caused when a Google employee was actually driving the car.
Yeah, it was human error, not the computer that did it.
Exactly. I'm like, okay, Google, when's this coming out?
There's a lot of infrastructure that's going to have to go in place before that.
But between that, but I have to say, when it comes to like new technology to make lives easier, Google has everyone else beat. Not only with the semi-autonomous car, but with Google Glass. And they made the announcement recently, I believe we talked about it before, that they're going to be releasing an upgrade so you can actually use prescription lenses with it.
I'd heard about that.
I kind of want one of those.
Yeah. But what I want, see, and since we're on that topic, I still go back to the 1970s Tony Stark shades. I want the glass functionality in those glasses. If I'm going to go AR, that's where I'm going.
God, how nice would that be to actually have everything controlled just by an interface? Granted, you'll look like a tool walking around like this, but
But if everybody's looking like a tool, nobody's looking like a tool.
Why does it
let's be
remind me of a
honest.
quote from The Incredibles? When
Yeah,
everyone's
pretty much.
super,
When everybody's
no
super,
one will be.
nobody's super. Yeah. But I mean, and
And yes, you can buy for the low price of $3,700. But here's the thing, though.
in a year or
You
two,
can
that's gonna
actually
come.
buy that. 10
Yeah.
years ago, that was just a fantasy.
Yeah, and a lot bigger.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, you have range on it like all of 10 feet while dragging a building around with
Yeah,
you.
yeah. You got to be patched into a cray.
Oh, well. Yeah, technology is awesome. I'm every CES they bring out some really cool toys. I'm just looking to see how soon we can get this new technology in our hands. I mean, to kind of put things into perspective, Michael, you went to school for TV production, right?
Correct.
And you would work with, video switchers and whatnot that are, freaking huge and very.
Well, no, yes and no. I was lucky enough to where I've worked with the large ones, a lot,
Right.
but I was coming into it right about the time the video toaster was changing everything.
Gotcha. And that's what I'm saying is that back in the day, you had to get a degree in using those big things. Now,
Right.
example, this webcast, I'm using a simple software program on a home-built PC that can handle multiple inputs, and I'm streaming, live without having to need a degree.
Exactly.
Absolutely crazy when I think about it in the long run. All right. I have to add this little bit in here because it's just funny when I read it. Amazon. Most people that I know have Amazon Prime. You pay $79 a year. You get free 2-day shipping. You get access to their
If you
video
order five
section.
things a year, it pays for itself.
Exactly. Now, even with the rumors that it may go up to $100 or $99 a year next year, honestly, that's still worth it to me. Given that the amount of stuff I buy on Amazon, makes perfect sense. Before I started using Amazon, I was using Newegg. Because one, they had decent prices, and two, I wouldn't have to worry about shipping because I can go to their headquarters in City of Industry and just go pick up my order.
Right.
But it looks like Newegg's going to try to take on Amazon. They announced Newegg Premier, which is a very similar to Amazon Prime. For a yearly fee of $50, Newegg promises to get your stuff to your doorstep in 3 days or less, as well as a number of other benefits, including no restocking fees, free returns, and dedicated customer service. Now, granted, you're not going to get anything like instant video like Amazon has, but honestly, Michael, have you ever used Amazon Video?
No, I haven't. I've been tempted to a couple times, but I haven't. It's the thing is though, the Newegg Premier for Joe user isn't going to mean jack.
No.
But for people like you and I and a lot of our viewers who work in the tech industry, that's a game changer. Yeah. I mean, if okay, case in point, for your work, you're currently speccing out a video server.
Yes.
A video production server. This would help you.
It would help me, yes. In that situation, yes. But for
someone like, say,
Joe average user who wants to get the
Joe user who's just doing stuff,
the latest Blu-ray from The Walking Dead or something like that, this isn't going to help them.
Right. I mean, Newegg's primary focus has been and still is tech. And from a tech point of view, this has got they've got a chance.
Yeah.
For the IT crowd.
Yeah, it's going to have to be very specific.
But for Joe user, no. I don't see it making a difference.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with it. I kind of laughed at when it first was announced.
I think it's great. And if I had the money, because I'm looking to build a couple new systems hopefully this year, we'll see if it happens or not.
Here's the thing though, because like you said, I'm speccing out a video server for work. 90% of the parts I'm ordering through Amazon because they're still cheaper than Newegg.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's.
So I'm just like, why am I
That's
spending an extra $50 a year for a service that I can get cheaper elsewhere? Sorry, Newegg. You need to grow a little more before I start throwing money on there. Yeah. Okay.
Not quite ready to hop that train.
Okay. Got a quick game bit I want to save real quick. Portal. Portal was an absolutely fun, addicting game. Haven't played in a while because I beat it over and over and over again.
Absolutely evil game.
It can be very evil at times. I will agree with you with that. I do like the fact that with Portal 2, they had the map creations tool, so you can actually create your own levels. I've downloaded a few over the past 6 months. People are more evil than Valve ever was.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. It's one of those, you have to be minutely precise on some of these bits, or
if you don't have that $250 mouse that has the nanometer spectrum shift, you're not going across that gap.
Yeah. So one of these creators is named Motinum, Motenum. That's how I'm going to say it. He's been designing maps for Source games for a while, and apparently Valve actually reached out to him and said, "Do you want to make something for us, like officially, part of the whole Valve's perpetual testing initiative?" And he said, "You know what? I want to make a paint gun." So he goes to Portal 2, and there was actually a big part of Portal 2 was the gels, the orange gel and the blue gel.
And the white gel.
Oh, yes, and the white gel, yes. Well, it looks like he wanted to make a mod for Portal 2 levels, that utilized a paint gun that only painted the gels, but not portals. Wow. And so what came out of this was a thing called Aperture Tag. And it's quite impressive. I think this is something I would definitely love to play. This is currently up for voting on Steam Greenlight right now, so it can be released in the store as a mod instead of just a map pack. So now people are asking, why is he going this path? He basically said a mod offers him more freedom. He can change the menu, view model, etc. Makes development a hell of a lot easier. Completely understandable. So you guys, if you're interested in something like this, if you want to play Portal or play a Portal style game in a completely new way without really using portals, makes you really have to rethink how to use everything. Because before it was like, okay, I use a portal here, and I'm perfectly fine. This one, there's set portals in place, but you can't control them, only the gels. I think it's a really cool idea.
It's got potential to be a lot of fun, especially if you go slip and sliding with that stuff.
Oh, just the speeds you can get alone in just Portal 2.
Oh yeah, it's insanely scary how fast you can get going in this game.
So, and if this gets greenlit, which I have no doubts that it will, it's going to include 26 levels.
Good God.
It's almost as long as the first Portal game. So yeah, if you guys have Steam, and most of you do, go to Greenlight, go vote for this so we all can check this out, all 26 levels, and maybe we'll do a play along in a future episode. Watch Jason and Michael suck at video games again.
Yeah, really. Really. Tag.
All right. Should we get to what we always wrap things up with? Michael, what have you been watching?
Not a lot, actually.
Really?
Well, this week was pretty busy. But we had what did I watch this week? Well, I watched Being Human.
Okay.
Or Almost Human, rather.
Okay.
Not the strongest episode this week.
Oh, it wasn't?
Surprisingly. I mean, the potential was there, but something about it, I don't know. Maybe, of course, I've been kind of hypercritical of everything I've been watching lately. Mm-hmm. But they basically, John Larroquette is the Dr. Sung of the Almost Human world.
That's actually kind of badass.
It is kind of badass, actually. And they finally sort of wrapped up the story about the head in evidence.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So they finally played out that. It was interesting what they did. It's interesting where they went with it. It's interesting how they did it. And I just realized this episode, and I don't know why it took me till now to figure it out, that Almost Human is Mega City 1. Almost Human is Dread.
Yeah, I can see that. I could totally see that.
Did you know? This is the first time I've ever heard them mention the wall.
Wall?
The wall.
Oh, remember, I haven't seen this episode yet, so don't give me more spoilers.
They refer to the wall, and it is a giant wall that surrounds the city, and it's cryptic. What's on the other side of it?
It's Mega City 1.
Holy shit! This is Mega City 1.
Wow, that's kind of awesome.
Carl Urban is actually playing Dredd.
Wow,
This
a
is
lot of
Dredd,
shit
the young
just
years.
made sense.
this whole thing's just starting to fall into place, and just like,
Wow.
oh no.
Okay, I'm gonna I'll watch this
That being
tonight.
said, it's I'm still liking it. I'm still enjoying it. I'm not 100% sure I like the way they went with this episode. Excuse me. Yeah, sorry.
Well, aside from that,
But so I watched that.
I want to
then-
hear this thing about Frozen.
Oh, yes. So this Thursday, or this week, was, or one of the weeks, of the Santa Barbara International Film Festival. Nikki and I, for our volunteer day for Citrix, we volunteered for one of the days for what's called Mike's Field Trip to the Movies.
Okay.
What it is it's a event where they take a day and they take schools, underprivileged schools, under-budgeted schools, in the Santa Barbara County area, and they all bus them into the Arlington, in Santa Barbara, and they show a movie. They show two showings,
Okay.
and then they'll bring the kids in, screen the movie, bring a member of the production staff or a couple members of the production staff, do a quick Q&A, and then they get to go. And for a lot of these kids, these are kids who have never been to a movie before, or just wouldn't normally get to do something like this.
Okay.
This year, they were showing Frozen. So Nikki and I volunteered to, we were working as crossing guards, herding 4,000 little rugrats in the rain from their buses to the Arlington. That was an adventure. But I got to sit through, I didn't get to see all of it, but I got to sit through the first three quarters of the movie.
Okay.
So I've seen enough of Frozen to say, okay, I can see why people like it.
Where'd you have to walk out at? What scene?
Right at plot point 2.
About Hans?
Yes.
Okay.
When he puts out the fire,
Yeah.
that's where I had to walk out.
Okay.
I know there's more to it beyond that. I know
Okay.
there's more to the story beyond that.
Okay. From what you
My-
saw, what's your thoughts?
My official thought is it's enjoyable. It's absolutely gorgeous. It is stellar rendering. Songs are hit and miss. Let It Go is phenomenal. The other songs are, okay, we need to throw a musical number in here. Let's put it in. A lot of the jokes were cute. It was corny. It was extremely formulaic. It's literally 15 minutes, plot point 1. 30 minutes, set up for plot point 2. 50 minutes, plot point 2. I mean, it's formula. It is pure formula down the line.
Okay. I will.
That's not a bad thing.
True. I'm just stating that you need to watch the last.
You're getting defensive on me, and I'm not even done yet. You're gonna get defensive in a minute. Trust
Well,
me.
I mean, when I have like things like this as my screen.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an extremely formulaic film, but that's not a bad thing in this case. It
Okay.
works.
Okay.
It's enjoyable. It's worth seeing. I want to see the rest of it. I'm not going to go, oh my God, rabid fanboy over it like you have.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
But there is one thing that just bugged me.
Okay.
In and of itself, it wasn't a bad element,
Okay.
but I honestly think that you could completely remove this from the film and it wouldn't make a difference. It would still be a good movie. In fact, it might even be better.
Who or what?
Olaf. Completely unnecessary.
You're not.
He's doesn't match the character design of the other stock. He's a completely different foreign character design.
Mm-hmm.
He's a completely, virtually pointless character. I mean, okay, yeah, there's the tie-in to the memory of when he was made when she was younger,
Which I will admit was weak as hell.
which was a tenuous link at best. You could remove Olaf from the film completely and still have a hit.
You know, I'd actually agree with you. I enjoy Olaf's character, but he's 100% unnecessary.
Yeah, he's on this, and he conflicts.
I mean,
I don't mean conflicts in a or in an antagonistic way, but the character design. Okay, case point: Sven, the reindeer.
Sven's awesome.
Sven is hilarious. Fantastic character design, fantastic character portrayal, animated beautifully. But the physical character designs, that's classic Disney 2D styling.
Mm-hmm.
You could take that, make a 3D mold of it, plop it in the middle of Country Bear Jamboree, and it'll fit in the winter version of the show.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's classic Disney design there.
Mm-hmm.
The character designs, even though their eyes are insanely huge.
Yeah, very anime style.
Disney's what's funny is it's not really, because the reason anime got big eyes was because Disney had big eyes.
Yeah, it's true. Kimba the White Lion and Lion King.
Kimba and stuff was all inspired by Disney.
Yep.
So it's kind of self-perpetuating, and sooner or later, all these characters are going to be nothing but two big eyes on stalks walking around.
They won't even say anything. It's just emotions by the eyes.
Yeah, it's going to be glasses hovering in front of these two big moe eyes.
Oh, God, it's going to be 90s anime all over again. Oh, my God. Because 80s, they got really small, closer to very realistic. Yeah. And the 90s, poof, pupils the size of buses.
About the point Ray Earth hit, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But... So the character designs are consistent between Sven, Anna, what's her name, Chris, and the other guys. The rock guys, yeah, no, they're still kind of within the paradigm too. Olaf,
the trolls, no, Olaf is
a left field.
Yeah, but I look at it as
it's like they wanted a smart ass sidekick.
They did, and he did a lot of kitschy stuff for the kids, which is you kind of need in a family movie. I understand that. Sven
did that role quite well.
Oh yeah,
you could have done it without. You could have let Sven be the kids tie-in, and you'd have sold a million stuffed reindeer.
Kind of was at times, like you know, the scene just before you met Olaf with the whole icicles and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean that. The whole play between Kristoff and Sven was more than enough to cover that.
And that was some brilliant writing. The interplay between Sven and Chris was phenomenally well written. It was incredibly well acted, well animated.
I love the fact that they basically went, okay, we could have the classic Disney style and have a talking animal, or we can say they just have a nice understanding of each other
relationship.
Yeah, and have Kristoff emulate that for Sven. I was like,
which I thought was a very nice. I thought it was a hilarious touch. It was great. But did you notice the thing that I thought the best part for Sven, in my opinion, was when they go into the castle, they come out of the castle, and they get chased down the thing, and Sven's standing at the bound of the thing. Did you notice his tongue stuck to the railing?
Yes. With little tail wagging.
Like, hey, what's going on, guys?
Yeah, it
I
was.
I fell out. When I saw that. I thought that was hilarious.
Well, I am glad you finally saw it. I know you're not going to be fanboy like I did. I'll admit I went massive fanboy on this. The moment it is available legally on iTunes, which is in like 2 weeks, I'll probably be coming up and saying, Michael, Nikki, you're sitting down and watching this.
Well, actually, Nikki and I are already talking about ordering the Blu-ray, so.
Which I've already have. But I'm glad you finally saw it.
Yes, it's like I said, I enjoyed it. I don't think it's all that in a bag of chips, but it is good.
That's fine, and that's fine. I went to go see the Lego Movie.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that.
Oh my God, I walked in there expecting to be entertained. I was laughing my ass off the entire time.
Okay.
Like, the writing is spot on. It is fantastic. They keep on hinting at something that happens in the third act that I should have caught back in the trailers, but you know what? It was a nice surprise, and it just plays well with the entire story. I'm not going to say any more than that. The animation, the CG animation of the Lego world is stunning. Like, I cannot wait to buy the Blu-ray to catch all the little things they have going on in the background.
Okay. Well, you figured they had to custom build the engine for the assembly.
Yes, they really did. And I found out that actually the entire set of the city was actually built in actual Lego bricks that you can go down to Legoland in Carlsbad and actually go see it.
Nice.
So I'm just like, I may need to take a trip down to Carlsbad very soon to go check that out, because I still have vats and vats of Legos here.
I don't have that many, but I've got Legos dating back to 1973. So. Wow.
But yeah, it's just, first off, the nostalgia factor was crazy.
Right.
Every single portion, all the little bumps and everywhere that should have the Lego icon or the logo.
The logo?
Does.
Nice.
everywhere. The main character Emmett, there's actually a the amount of detail on his outfit. It looks like, like a machine or someone painted, his outfit on, because there's imperfections that you would normally see in like a Lego minifig. And I'm
Nice.
like, okay, that's a nice touch.
Nice.
When they get together with the other master builders and start building stuff, every single piece they used I recognized from another set. So it's
Nice.
it's all actual Lego pieces that I'm like, oh, I could actually build these. But so much fun, so much fun. A crap load of cameos. Oh my god, the cameos were unexpected and they added so much to it. It was great. I'm not gonna say more than that because that'll give away a hell of a lot. So, but
I have to go check on something. Give me just a second.
yeah, no worries. So yeah, if you guys have not seen the Lego Movie, go see it. A lot of you already have, for the sole fact that it made just shy of $70 million on opening weekend. I went to go see it with HPL in the chat and a few other friends. Absolute blast. The music was fun. The theme song, that everything is awesome, that you hear in all the trailers, it will stick in your head for days afterwards. There's actually there was a recent tweet by the composer of that song, was actually on a bus and tweeted, you've done something right when people sitting next to you on the bus are still humming your theme song. So yeah, the thing I'm looking forward to the most about this one, Warner Brothers has already greenlit a sequel. I'm looking forward to see where they're going to go with that. Two, the merchandising. I mean, this was when you talk about a Lego movie, there's going to be merchandise tie-ins, not to mention brand new sets that you can buy. Kind of want to buy some of those. So I hope you guys will go see it. It was an absolute blast. If you guys want to, send in your ideas, your reviews, things you caught while watching it, let me know on Facebook and Twitter. OtakuLife Jason. We'll probably talk about them either online or in next week's episode. Just because, like I said, the cityscape parts were so detailed, I can imagine there's got to be a ton of just in jokes and just hidden, almost like how Disney has like hidden Mickeys. This would be like a ton of Lego in jokes somewhere amidst all that. So you guys should check that one out if you can. It's out right now in theaters. You can go see it in 2D or 3D. I only saw it in 2D. I think it was post converted into 3D, so why bother? So go see it in 2D and have fun with your friends. A couple other things I saw. The latest episode of Kill la Kill I saw. I'm current on that. Looking forward to see where that's going to go. Space Dandy continually impresses me, and it gets better and better with each episode. And I think I figured out finally why. The first episode, it was okay. It was standard. It wasn't really strong. It wasn't really weak, but it got you a nice intro into the series. That one was written and directed by Shinichiro Watanabe. Every episode since then has been written and directed by someone else. And Watanabe is the series director, so he's the overall, person who's calling the shots. But as far as all these other stories go along, it keeps on getting better and better and better. Hell, the zombie episode was, when they first started hinting at, okay, they're going to do a zombie episode, I kind of cringed, because usually when you get into parodies of zombie series, the jokes kind of fall flat after like 5 minutes. But this one kept it fresh. It kept it, for pun intended, kept it fresh, kept it original, and kept it enjoyable for the entire 24 minutes. I mean, not to mention the jokes translated really well in English as well as Japanese. The whole ramen episode, I mean, I keep on hoping that they continue this trend of having different writers and different directors for each of the episode series, or each of the episodes, because Space Dandy is just incredible. You guys need to check it out. It's on Toonami. 11:30 p.m. on Saturday nights, and you can catch it the next day on Funimation.com. So other than that, what else? Yeah, I talked about Kill la Kill, talked about Lego Movie. Go see it. You guys need to go see it. Other than that, just watching a lot of Olympics, reading a lot of comics.
I've actually been getting caught up on stuff on my comic size. I started reading a series today. That's what else I was talking about. Yesterday was the official was actually earlier this week, but they had the 2-year anniversary celebration of Hypnocomics here in Ventura.
Right.
And Nikki works there, as you guys know, and so we went and helped run the dollar booth for them, clearing out a lot of their dollar comics. And he had the artists for the new Serenity comic, and he's also doing the Joker's Daughter series.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yes, we got you a signed copy of the Serenity comic. Unfortunately, we ran out, so we weren't able to get all the ones we meant to get, but we were able to get you one.
I appreciate it.
I've read the Serenity comic, and it's really good. I mean, the art's good because the guy's a really good artist. Mm-hmm. But the writing it's got a Whedon attached. It's not Joss. It's one of the brothers.
Right.
I think Joss is executive producing it, but one of the other Whedons is actually helping write it.
Josh has to be involved one way or another. I mean, that's one of his babies, so.
Yeah, it's his baby. So, but the concept is it takes place approximately 9 months after the end of the Serenity film. And yes, I said 9 months for a reason.
She's pregnant, isn't she?
Zoe gives birth in the issue.
Awesome.
But that's also enough time for the Alliance to have started throwing spin as to what happened on Pandora. And I think it was Pandora. Was it Pandora? Yeah, Pandora. So it starts out with an official news show talking about, basically essentially their version, whatever Fox News is in the Browncoat universe. Talking about how, it's a hoax, it's bullshit, it's BS, it's a bunch of terrorists, and they're trying to start a new revolution, and all the stuff that supposedly happened on Pandora didn't actually happen, and it's BS, and blah blah, and all the spin about it. Mm-hmm. And they're all trying to track down. They're trying to track down Malcolm Reynolds.
Okay.
There's a new group of browncoats who have used the release of the footage that was released in the Serenity movie as a rallying cry to try and fire up a new revolution. They want to find Malcolm Reynolds because they want him to lead. And
really,
yeah, they want him to come be their leader. Jane's left the group for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the Serenity's just hanging out in the middle of BFE somewhere. Huh. And stuff builds from there. And there's a lot of really cute little touch-up points along the way.
Right.
That basically lets you know it definitely does the job of the movie happened, it's now 9 months later, here's where things sit now, let's start to roll forward.
Okay.
It's got the dialogue. The dialogue's good. The story is well written. I'm going to be following it. I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm very curious to see how that's all going to tie in. I still laugh that there's actually kind of a tie-in in just an actor form between Serenity and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Because, there's a couple of them.
Well, yeah, there's Shep,
Right. There's Reverend Book, right?
A Book who's plays the same plays a scientist in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right.
There's a funny little comic that's been popping all over the net of a scene where the crew of Serenity's surrounding Book and saying, somehow one day you're going to explain to us how you know everything about the Alliance, and the next clip is him going, "Welcome to level 7."
Cute. That's cute.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to checking that out now that you explained that.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely it's a good read. It's a good read.
I'm still trying to figure out how is that kid gonna grow up to what? How is that kid gonna be raised? That's gonna be interesting.
And it's going to be real interesting. Because with the birth come, I mean, there's twists and turns happen, and this is not without them. So
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, I think we've either bored or entertained the fans long enough. I think it's time to wrap it up for our 80th episode.
you have fans, yay!
People are watching us apparently, so
Hey.
All right, everybody. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight, like you do every single week. Be sure to tune in next week for our 81st episode.
Walking Dead starts tonight for those of you on the West Coast. For those on the East Coast, you're already watching it probably.
Yeah, most likely.
I actually sat through episode 1 of it.
I did too, and
It's interesting.
Because I read the graphic novels.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, that kind of ties in well. I'm kind of curious to see where this is going.
I heard they were really good. I heard they were really good on keeping the relationship pretty clean.
Yeah, I look at it as if I'm going to watch a series that I kind of missed the train on, either Walking Dead or Breaking Bad, I'm going to choose Walking Dead.
I'll go both because they're both on Netflix.
Oh, that's right, they are.
That's where I'm watching it. I'm watching it
cool.
on Netflix.
Works for me. All right, everybody, thanks so much for hanging out. Stay tuned for post show. And yeah, for From My Mother's Basement, I'm Jason.
And I am Michael.
And we'll see you guys next week. Take it easy, everybody.